To bleed a crystal boom. Boom? I can't do this today. I can't. I'm sick and I'm tired and I'm on my period and it's just clearly too much. Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I feel like these sleeves are gonna drive me crazy today, but hi! This video is gonna be my March TBR. I don't have a big enough physical TBR to be doing that whole TBR jar picks my monthly reads thingy. I do want to get there eventually, but where I'm at right now with my situation with how many books I have physically and the rest on the Kindle, it doesn't really make sense for me to be doing that right now. So instead, I just picked what I'm going to read this month and I'm going to tell you about them. I'm also a little sick, so my voice is stuffy, so we're just going to have to work with what we have here, okay? Now, I picked like 8 or 9 books to read this month. Am I going to get to all of them? Maybe. But I have some chunky ones here, and I think I'm way in over my head, but hey, it's not that serious, it's not that serious. It's supposed to be fun, and I'm actually really excited for these books, because February has not been that great of a reading month. I've not been having a great time, to be honest. Like, I've been slumping a bit. The series that I have been reading has kind of been dragging me down with it to the pits hell, but more on that on next week's video, which is going to be my February reading wrap up. So this month I was like, I need something good. So I went through my Goodreads, looked at my shelves. I'm like, what is something I've wanted to read for a while that I just trust that it's gonna be good based on who's recommended it to me. So it's predominantly fantasy. I took a break of fantasy this month, so I'm really excited to get back into it next month. So yeah. The first book series that I want to read is, what is the series called even? Let me look it up on Kindle. The first book is called To Breed. No, it's not. To Bleed. Oh, Lord. Hi. Yeah. What the fuck? The first book is called To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker. To Breed a Crystal Bloom. Girl. Fuck. And cut! Yes, I don't know what the series is called. I'm gonna look it up on my Kindle. But the first book is called To Bleed a Crystal Boom. Boom? I can't do this today. I can't. I'm sick and I'm tired and I'm on my period and it's just clearly too much. The first book is called To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker. There's 3 books out. The second one is To Snap a Silver Stem, and the third one is To Flame a Wildflower? Yeah, To Flame, not Tame. Words are clearly too hard for me today. I don't think this series is complete. There's 3 books out, but I don't think it's complete. I think there's more books coming, but I feel like Sarah A. Parker is starting to get notoriously known for that we're just gonna have to wait for another book to come out, because we've been waiting for the second book to When the Moon Hatched, the Battle of the Fallen Dragons. That book has taken like 2 years to come out, I think. But yeah, let me look up this series right now so I can tell you about it. Okay, so the series is clearly just called The Crystal Bloom. So like, there isn't a more specific name for it. Where I learned from this book was from Mariana's channel. She talked about it in her ultimate romantasy or fantasy guide that she made like maybe a year ago or so. So I've had it saved on my Goodreads one to read for a hot minute, but I've been just waiting for the right time to read it. And I feel like it's now. Like, I feel it's gloomy outside, the snow's starting to melt, like, What I know about this book is that it's basically like a dark, tangled retelling. Like, I know it's a princess or girl being locked up in a tower, but then she has like a crush on the man who's holding her there, I think. Let us just read the blurb together. Okay, so it says, what a pretty flower to keep locked in a big rocky tower. Okay. 19 years ago, I was plucked from the heart of a bloody massacre that spared nobody else. Small, fragile, an enigma. Now ward to a powerful high master who knows too much and says too little, I lead a simple life, never straying from the confines of an imaginary line I've drawn around the castle grounds. Stay within, never leave. Out there, the monsters lurk. Inside, I'm safe. Though at a cost far greater than the blood I drip into a goblet daily. Toxic, unreciprocated love for the man who's utterly unavailable. my savior, my protector, my almost executioner. I can't help to be enamored with the arcane man who holds the power to pull my roots from the ground. When voracious beasts spill across the land and threaten to fray the fabric of my tailored existence, the petals of reality will peel back to reveal an ugly truth. But in a castle puddled with secrets, none are greater than the one I've kept for myself. No tower is tall enough to protect me from the horror that tore my life to shreds. Okay. To Bleed a Crystal Bloom is a dark Rapunzel reimagining, full of immersive imaginary and breathtaking angst. A unique new fantasy series perfect for fans of Sarah J. Maas and Jennifer Armentrout, guaranteed to grip you from the very first page. I'm sold. I'm sold. I think I'm gonna start this weekend. It's officially March 1st on Sunday and I have the day off, so I think I'm just gonna binge the first book on Sunday and then I'll read the second two. Here's the thing about me, if I start a series, I have to read the whole thing back to back. I can't like read book one and then I'll read something else and then I'll get back to book two. No. If I read book one in a series, I will have to read all the books that are out until then. I just don't have peace of mind if I don't do that. So if I'm reading book one in a series, I'll read the entire series this month. So, To Bleed a Crystal Bloom, To Snap a Silver Stem, and To Flame a Wildflower. Those are the 3 books in a series by Sarah A. Parker that I want to start the month off with. Then, on March 3rd, so next Tuesday, In Her Own League by Liz Tomforty comes out. And I feel like that's the perfect timing. Like, I'll start the month off with the trilogy from Sarah A. Parker, not finished, but still the 3 books from that series, and then I'll switch over to like a sports rom-com. I feel like that's gonna be perfect. So yeah, In Her Own League by Liz Tomforty comes out next week. I pre-ordered it, and it's also showing that it might arrive tonight, which I'm confused by. Like somebody's getting fired. Well, I'm not gonna tell you what company I ordered it from. I'm not gonna be a snitch, but if I get it tonight, I'm gonna be really confused, but I don't think I'll read it until next week once it's out and I've read the Sarah A. Parker books first. But yeah, In Her Own League by Liz Tomforty. This is a spin-off from the Windy City series, so if you haven't read Windy City, I think you should read that first. I'm sure you can read it on your own, but like, you just shouldn't. So it's a spin-off of basically Caught Up. So Caught Up is about Kai and Miller, and Monty is Miller's dad. So we meet him in Caught Up and then we see him throughout the rest of the books. And this is his book. So her dad is getting his own book, and I've never been this excited to read about somebody's father. Who knew? But yeah, I don't have the book. I don't have a physical book yet, obviously, so I'm gonna read you the blurb on Kindle. As the first female team owner in the Major League Baseball, Reese Remington has spent her entire life preparing for this role. With a sharp mind and years of experience working behind the scenes, she's more than qualified. But the public only sees a woman in a man's world, not the person who's earned their place on the field. Under constant scrutiny and pressure to prove herself, Reese can't afford distractions, especially one that comes in the form of the team's tempting field manager who questions her every decision. Oh my god, we're so excited. Emmett Montgomery is a former all-star turned coach who treats his players like family and the field like home. After years of running the team his way, the last thing he wants is a new boss, let alone one who seems ice cold and laser focused on business. But forced to spend long hours and too many away games side by side, he begins to see the fire beneath Reese's control, the heart behind her ambition, and the unwavering determination to prove herself. When heated banter turns into sizzling chemistry, professional boundaries blur and the spark between them becomes impossible to resist. But Reese is constantly reminded of how many people are waiting for her to fail, and the safest move is to keep Emmett at her arm's length, but for the sake of the team, the season, and her career. But keeping their distance is one game neither of them can seem to win. Oh my god, I'm so excited! Oh, I loved Windy Cities. The last book, Rewinded Back, wasn't my favorite, so I feel like this is gonna give like Caught Up and what's the fourth? Hold on. But yeah, I feel like this one is gonna give like Caught Up and Play Along vibes, and those are my favorite books in the entire series. And I'm so excited to be back to this world and potentially get cameos of the characters. And oh, I miss it. Oh, very excited for this one. And I'm so excited that I'll have the book in my hands next week and I'm gonna read it. So yeah, the 4th book that I'm gonna read in March is gonna be In Her Own League by Liz Tomforty, and I can't wait. It's gonna be so good. I just know it. Next up are going to be books from my physical TBR, also recommended by Mariana. I trust Mariana's recommendations with my entire fucking life, heart, and soul. And that is the House of Devils series. Oh my god, yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited! And yes, like I mentioned, I'm not just gonna read the first book, I'm gonna read all of them. And they are chunky, so how am I gonna pull this off this month? We don't know. I might just not sleep. But yeah, the first book is City of Gods and Monsters. Second book is City of Souls and Sinners. Then we have City of Lies and Legends and City of Smoke and Brimstone. And the author is Kayla Edwards. But yeah, this is a urban fantasy romance. A lot of people have compared it to Crescent City, just like based on vibes, I guess, because it's an urban fantasy. I spit on my jaw. But yeah, a lot of people have compared this to Crescent City, maybe just because of the vibes and because it's also an urban romance, an urban fantasy romance. But yeah, I know mostly nothing about this, other than it's an urban fantasy, and I know everyone loves the MMC in this, so there's that. I'm obviously just gonna read you the back of the book of the first book, because let's not spoil for me or you the rest of the series. I know everyone loves the MMC Darien Castle. Yeah, that's his name. Oh my god. When the devil is hunting you, there's nowhere you can hide. Okay. I love the cover. It's like the keyhole is like peeking into, like, it's a different type of finish on the material. And it's peeking through, like, I guess City of Gods and Monsters. And then there's a different, like, picture inside the keyhole on all of them. Interesting. The only urban fantasy I've ever read is Crescent City. It just reminds me of the movie Mortal Instrument Shadowhunter, City of Bones. I wish those movies would have continued. I did not like the show. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's read the back of this book. Death is only the beginning. Lauren Calla has only ever been ordinary. As a human living in Angelthine, a city of vampires, werewolf, witches, and other supernatural creatures, she always assumed her life would remain simple, predictable, and as safe as her world would allow. But when she barely escapes abduction at the hands of Darkslayers, supernatural bounty hunters, and one of her friends is taken in her place, Lauren will do whatever to get her back. Even accepting the help from Darien Castle, leader of the most ruthless dark-slaying circle in the city. Darien is Lauren's only chance at finding her friend alive if she can somehow manage not to fall head over heels in love with him. Easier said than done. Their search for answers takes them deep into Angelthine's corrupt underbelly, to a dark secret that threatens to unravel their world. When tragedy strikes, can Lauren learn that love makes an ordinary person do extraordinary things? Yes. Yes, it does sound like Crescent City, the plot, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm counting on it not being like that. These books are so chunky though. I think all of them are like closer to 700 pages or over, and it's also like the tiniest font that I've ever seen. Are these also on Kindle Unlimited? If my eyes get tired, I might just have to, no, I'll read the physical ones, but like, yeah, it's a lot. So, plan is start with the Sarah A. Parker ones, then read In Her League in Between, then do City of Gods and Monsters. Start the series with City of Gods and Monsters. I think I might want to do like a 24-hour readathon when I start this series to see if I can like squeeze at least like the first and the second, or maybe like the half of the second book into that readathon. So keep an eye out for that. That would be coming in like a few weeks if I get it done, so that I'll be basically vlogging myself reading it, at least the first book. But yeah, that's, hold on. We have 3 Sarah Parker books, then we have the Liz Humphrey Bordy book, and now I have 4 of these. So that's 7 books already on my TBR. Should I add more? Probably not, but I do want to add one just in case I have time and just in case I'm in the mood for it, because I've seen this book floating around Book Talk and I'm really interested. It's this new dystopian romance called Daggermouth. The author is H.M. Wolf. I've randomly seen so many TikTok about it and people are raving it that it's like the new best thing ever, and I'm like, obviously I must partake. I am nothing if not a follower. If other people are doing it, I'm gonna follow. But yeah, I'll read the blurb. I've never read dystopian or sci-fi. Are they the same thing? I don't think so. If anyone wants to explain the difference between sci-fi and dystopian in the comment section below, I would appreciate that. But obviously when I hear the word dystopian, I'm just brought back to like the book to movie adaptations that I grew up watching, like Divergent. I was obsessed with Divergent, Hunger Games, Maze Runner, like all of that. So it's like, It's a very nostalgic feeling I get from Word, but I've never read it. So I'm curious to see if I would able to jump genres this month. Okay, so here's the blurb. The book also came out December 5th in 2025, so it's been out for like 3 months. He's her ruin, she's his rebellion. Yes. The first thing you'll learn in a newfound haven is mercy no longer exists. Showing mercy is a weakness, and weakness will get you killed. The second thing is the Vera are always watching. From the highest glass atrium in the heart of the windowless slum dens of the boundary, no movement goes unseen. The last lesson is the hardest, but you must remember it. Love outside of your ring is a death sentence. The city is carved into rings of privilege and poverty, ruled by the masked elite who will do whatever it takes to hold on to power. Obedience is demanded, rebellion is crushed. Grayson Cyril has spent his life caught between two worlds. Publicly, he's the flawless heir to the presidency. Privately, he's entangled in secrets that could topple the regime. But when he's forced into a political marriage meant to bind him tighter to the government's brutal law, he finds himself shackled to a bride who is as lethal as she is unwilling. Shadera is a mercenary race to kill, not to wed. Yet when her bullet misses its mark, survival leaves her bound to the very man she was sent to eliminate. Trapped inside a corrupt heart of the city, she becomes both prisoner and wife, her every step watched, her every move tested. Their union is not a love story, it's a battlefield. As secrets come to light and betrayals fester within the walls of power, Grayson and Shadera must decide between annihilating one another or burning the city to the ground together. In a world where passion sparks rebellion and loyalty is paid for in blood, their forced bond may be the spark that ignites a revolution, or the fire that consumes them both. Daggermouth is a dark dystopian romance perfect for readers who love true enemies to lovers, The Hunger Games, Marriage of Convenience, The Handmaid's Tale, yikes, Rise of the Oppressed, and political intrigue that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Daggermouth is book 1 of a duology. Okay. Holy fuck, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. I'm so excited. I love life again. I have so many good books to read. Am I gonna get through all 8 of these this month? Probably not. But hey, you never know. You never know. Obviously, half the books are hella long. The shortest one is definitely the List Tom 41, but even if that one was like 450 pages, how long is this? This one is on Kindle Unlimited too, by the way. How long is it? Does it tell me? Do you tell me how long you are? Hello? I don't think it does. I don't think it does. It already has a 4.6 rating based on 11,000 ratings on Amazon and a 4.5 on Goodreads based on 24,000 ratings. That's pretty darn good. That is pretty darn good. I'm really excited. Okay, there we have it. Those are the 8 books I'm hoping to get to in the month of March. I'll definitely start off with the Sarah Parker one. I'll obviously read In Her Own League once it comes out next week. And then I do want to do The Devil's Night. So the only book that might get pushed back to April is Daggermouth. But I hope not. Because February has not been it reading wise. So, March will definitely be a better reading month. Like, I need to find some 5 stars. I need to find some new God tiers, and I have all the faith in the world that this is going to be a new God tier for me, because everyone who has read this loves it. And yeah, I just miss the feeling of like, I haven't gotten that feeling from like a fantasy romance book since I read like the Book of Azrael and that whole series back in like October, November of last year, and Crescent City. So it's been like a good like 3 to 4 months since I've read like good fantasy. I read the Curse of Nyxia series and I liked that a lot. One book was 5 stars, but it's not like, it doesn't make me feel like this, you know? Like, how do I describe this feeling? It's just, yes, I want to feel this, and I think this is gonna give it to me. And Daggermouth is promising too. Like, oh, True Enemies to Lovers, we haven't seen that in a hot minute. Okay, now I'm getting hella hyper. I gotta go to work now. So that was my March TBR. My reading wrap up of this month will come next week, and then after that I do think I'm gonna do the 24-hour readathon, so keep your eye out for that. And yeah, please, if you're still here for the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, let me know what you're gonna read this month, and beyond that, I'll just see you next Saturday. Bye guys!